Mount Bellew on Creaga, which means the rocky place. A rocky place refers to a harsh landscape on which it is hard to sustain life. Mount Bellew is the opposite of this. It's a green landscape, full of life. And on that landscape, there is a community that is strong and growing. Education is very important to the development of a community. It provides people with opportunities and skills that in turn help the area prosper. Holy Rosary College is at the heart of Mount Bellew's growth.
I can hear.
We don't want to hear you. Maureen Walsh, principal since 2011. To look at the development of Holy Rosary College, we start back in 1965 when Sister Dimna and the Sisters of the Christian Retreat opened a co-ed school here in the town. It started with very few students, and the school has grown to the present number. We have almost 570 students today. A lot of that growth is dependent on Holy Rosary College being a very successful community of staff, management, students and parents. The history of the school, I suppose, always entailed the acquisition of a gym and sports facilities and specialist classrooms. The application for that gym, Sister Dimna looked for that gym back in the 70s, and we're absolutely delighted that on the 4th of March 2016 that gym and the rest of the school will be opened officially. As part of any building or refurbishment, the Department of Education has what's called a Percent for Art scheme, and based on the total cost of the project we get a percent for art. And we're absolutely delighted that a man from Athenry, Donncha Cahill, was the person successful. The courtyard will be developed under the guidance of Donncha. It will include beautiful areas of planting, shrubbery, perennial flowers, and it will contain the story of Holy Rosary College.
Donncha has asked me here today to have a look at the potential for the courtyard within the new school development. I think through a design process there's loads of opportunity here to create a very interesting space for the staff and the kids that use the school. They need to be comfortable within that space, and they need to have a certain amount of privacy, that they're no longer interested in being all placed in one big area. They like to have individual spaces. So I see this garden as being a journey where kids can come out, they can separate, they can go to different corners, and they can enjoy that.
I am interested in other people's stories and finding a way of representing them through my art. I ran a series of workshops in the school with the students so I could get to know them and involve them in the project. This is their school, so they should have an input into the commission. So I suppose you've seen us kind of walking around the last few weeks wondering what we're doing. Basically, I want you to be involved in this project as well, right? I just want you to fill out this little 2 questions, right? And what I'm going to ask you is, in your opinion, what is the importance of the subject you teach, and how do you think it will benefit students practically in the future, okay? So when you answer this, when you give this back to me, I'm going to hand it over to some of the TYs. It is equally important for the staff to be involved. It is vital that their thoughts and opinions are represented in the courtyard. So it's just to give back to the students so they can interpret your ideas.
Śnij, ach śnij, zabierz mnie w te sny. Chciałbym znów blisko marzeń być. Podaj mi dłoń od tych 4 ścian gdzieś, chodźmy jak najdalej. Wiesz, życie bym dał, byś nie musiał bać się o to, co straciłem sam. Śnij, zabierz mnie w te sny. Nie chciałbym już nie.
Donica believes that the present for art, or indeed any art piece, should tell a story. And the story of the art piece that Donica will be working on is the story of the development of Holy Rosary College, starting with the foundation of the Sisters of the Christian Retreat, who are the founders of the school.
The Sisters of the Christian Retreat are the founders of the school. They were essential in the development of Mount Bellew community. During my workshops with the 4th year students, we decided how best to represent them in the courtyard. We focused on the challenge of their journey from France, where they were exiled during the French Revolution, and the path that brought them to Mount Bellew. The students also have their own personal journey from first year to Leaving Cert to talk about. From the very first moment the first years arrive through the doors of HRC, they're on a new adventure. They are introduced to a new world full of learning, new experiences and friendships. After working their way up through school, they are equipped with the knowledge and skills to take flight into a world full of potential. Okay, so, have I said that wrong? Akvil, okay, let's do it. Akvil. Can I go around the group of animals, what would you kind of affiliate yourselves with? Or?
I like dogs.
Sorry? Dogs. So it's this. I'm trying to bring an element of humour into it because otherwise it's going to be very kind of serious out there. Okay. So your dog. I asked members of the staff to tell me something about themselves that the other teachers or students may not know. My idea was to represent these life experiences through a group of animals. The teachers shared some very interesting experiences such as delivering aid to Siberia, running an ice cream van in the Aran Islands, being a tour guide in a whiskey distillery, taking part in amateur dramatics, and one teacher even broke an arm in the pursuit of love. But I am naming no names.
As part of the development of this art project that Donncha is working on, he interviewed a number of teachers to find out, I suppose, what made them tick, why they became teachers and why they became teachers of the particular subject that they are teaching at the moment. And I smiled when I saw those questions, because they're the questions that a lot of those teachers would have been asked at interviews when they were applying for the job here. Why did they become a teacher, and why did they become a teacher of the subject?
When I was in school, I would sometimes question the relevance of certain subjects to my future, but I have since realised how all-encompassing art can be. Depending on the various projects I am working on, I may need to reference and use such subjects as history, geography, maths, English, business studies, and so on. For this reason, I thought it was very important to explore the practical importance of every subject taught in Holy Rosary College.
What inspired you to be a teacher?
I think what inspired me mainly was the fact that I had a good experience in school myself, and I just wanted to go forward with that and repeat it for the likes of me. I think that's why I decided to become a teacher.
I like to work with my hands, work with materials, and that's what inspired me, and also design as well.
Why do you want to teach your chosen subject?
Absolutely love history, always had huge interest in finding out about people in the past and how they lived, and I suppose just like getting to the bottom of reasons why we're so curious about various things, and just looking at how much we've progressed over the years and how much we've achieved.
Why do you like teaching?
My favourite teacher in school was my accounting teacher, so I kind of wanted to emulate what she did, and then I couldn't get a job in business studies, so I went and did maths after that as well. And I love maths actually now, but it wouldn't have been one that I would have predicted I would have ended up teaching, but I do love it.
What does the subject mean to you?
Well, I'm very passionate about science because science is so important the world around us at the moment, and every student, I believe, should take science at junior cycle. Here we're lucky because it's mandatory, everybody has to. But some schools they don't, and I believe most students should have a grounding in science before they leave secondary school.
What frustrates you as a teacher?
What frustrates me sometimes is just when students don't really appreciate what the chances that they have to learn things. I suppose where I really see that is I used to work abroad in Africa for a while, and just you can have 50 students in front of you and pure silence, just soaking up everything you tell them. And then when you've got other students in front of you and here sometimes in the classroom, and they just don't appreciate what they've got and how much they can learn, and especially when you know what they could do with their lives if they just spent a little bit more time thinking about what they can learn and what they can soak up. Yeah, so that's frustrating sometimes when you know, especially when you see talent passing by. Yeah.
How do you engage with the students?
Well, I try to go by a maxim that we were taught in college, to be firm, fair and friendly with students. And I think it all boils down to one word: respect. I think if you can genuinely respect your students, they'll see that, and they in turn will give respect back to you. And I think I have that.
I think that I would use humour a lot to engage with students, and I try be on their level as much as possible. I'm obviously, I'm quite young, so I find it easy in that sense.
I used to engage, I think, an awful lot more so when I was involved in musical in school. Now I suppose the engagement is largely within the classroom. Trying to get through a curriculum is probably so much pressure at this stage that there isn't a whole lot of opportunity to engage in any other way.
In what way do you encourage creativity in your classroom?
So I suppose you try to inspire ideas or welcome ideas. If somebody has an original thought, I think that's great, even whether it's right or wrong or whether it's difficult or not. Just any idea is welcome.
Can I have a minute? No?
Yeah, I'll give you a minute.
It's like an interview. How do I encourage creativity? What did Mr. Quinn say?
Well, as some of you know what I do the SciFest, so I'd like to think that it's an extra thing to do outside school. It's just doing science projects with the students and getting them to come up with ideas, and it's just fascinating the ideas they come up with. Some fantastic projects I've got, they've won awards over the years, so it's wonderful to see the ideas the students can come up with.
How do you think it would benefit students practically in the future?
I definitely think with history, it's important for students to know about the past. It's important for all of us to know about the past, because we can learn from the mistakes that were made in the past and ensure that we don't make those kind of mistakes in the future.
Mar dúrna tá féidir an na dutrin tá déar chun aidú in cuasí seoirte ná chumáide situation tá tí Creaga tá golóir irisí in réad an situation más mí lo ceapan ceapan sé bónta se go bhí féidirlucht ó bhí air cultúr.
What would you be if you weren't a teacher?
I think I would have, I had psychology down. I think that's what I would have gone for if I hadn't gone for teaching.
And why?
Just because I think there's a lot of that in teaching, as in getting to know people and getting to see how they work and what works best for them. And I ended up going for teaching because I had business studies and I loved that. But yeah, I like that. I like getting to know people and I like interacting with people.
No, I've only ever wanted to be a teacher. So it's never really crossed my mind what else I'd do.
when I was younger, I used to bully my little sister into playing school and give her horrendous amounts of homework and that. So since I was very young, I just wanted to be a teacher. So I would have no answer to that question.
Okay.
That's it. Okay.
Okay. Cut. Thank you.
It's probably nerve-wracking, just like you be in front of a teacher sometimes, probably. Yeah. Just different.
One of the things I really enjoyed was actually getting to work with everyone else and kind of take this idea and, you know, combine it with something that someone else said. And I remember having a big board and we just kept drawing up, and if anyone walked in and saw it, you wouldn't know what was happening, but because we all worked together to come up with it, it made sense to us, like all the different things kind of tied together. And I liked that there were a lot of different ideas, and when you just heard them all separately, you wouldn't think they go together, but we kind of put them all so that they fit, and it was everyone. Like I think everyone had something to do with it and some idea that went into it. It's kind of amazing. It's weird to think that all the little ideas that didn't really fit in your head, and now it looked like something, and it was not only like art, but it was something that we could use, and it's something that's going to be there like long after we're gone and we're doing other things and we paraglide in a way that, you know, other students in like 10 or 15, 20 years time can go out there and see that.
Cool. What else is there? Did you see the ice cream?
Yeah.
Because Porrick used to have an ice cream van.
That's
But
right.
that actually.
That's right, yeah.
That refers to teachers kind of, say, past professionals and what they did before.
Decision with the meerkat.
Yeah, well, you did. I blame you. See, that's the whole thing. That's why I put the decisions. So if Maureen goes, what the hell?
What the hell? You could just blame the teacher.
Could second year teachers bring their classes to the church now for mass, please? Second year teachers now. What principal number am I? There's Paddy, John. You're number 4. Why did I think I was number 6?
I'm not even going to be here for number 6.
See you later.
Do you realise there's a camera running behind you?
Two.